there are many folks that came in here.
Yeah.
They got into the wrong circle and they made some decisions that they are regretting until today. Some of them ended up being sent back home as a result of those kind of decisions. So the question is, what advice do I have for folks that are coming in or
Yeah.
going to other parts of the world? Study in advance about the place you are going to.
Yeah.
When you get there, locate the right people. When you locate the right people, ask the right people the right question,
Yeah.
right? And finally, don't do things because people are doing things.
What would you say have been the most memorable achievement in your life so far?
The most memorable achievement in my life was when my daughter was born. Yeah. I mean, I'm never going to forget that. She changed me as a person. You know, the moment she came out and they gave her to me, and I looked into her eyes and I stuck my finger into her palm and she grabbed it and was looking into my eyes like while she held my hand, and
Yeah.
that's
That first grip.
that feeling is indescribable.
Yeah.
Right? At that point I was like, no, I can't let this one down. Anything it takes to be successful in this life, to make her look up to me and see and be proud of me, I'll do it. You know, so that's it honestly.
Thank you for sharing. That was that was heartwarming. Okay, we're wrapping up slowly.
Right.
What advice would you give someone moving to a different country, different culture? What advice would you give them?
Study in advance what is obtainable
In the country,
in that place where you are moving to.
you're moving to.
Study in advance. I have some folks who are planning to come to Finland who already enrolled to learn Finnish.
Yeah.
They are not here yet, but where they are now, they are learning Finnish already. Right? And when I speak with them on phone, their first few words are Finnish words that I didn't even start learning
Yes.
until I had stayed in Finland for up to a year. Right?
And we that we are here, we still have.
Yeah. So, firstly,
Yeah.
study about the place you're going into. Know what works there, what doesn't work. When you get there, locate the right people. That is more important than
Very
anything
important.
else.
Yeah.
Locate the right people, right? And when you locate the right people, ask the right questions.
But how would you know they are the wrong questions?
If you had done your homework before you arrive,
Yeah.
you have an idea of what the right questions are. Now, I remember when I came first, there were these guys that that they were around. And one of them was telling me like, Lanre, do you know that by the time you finish your studies in Finland, you would have to prove to the authorities here why you have to stay in Finland? Are you aware of that? I said, yes, I'm aware. I said, but what are you getting at? So you need to show them reason why you have to be here. I said, okay, what kind of reason do you think I can give them? Well, you have to get married. You have to have a child. You know, he was saying it in Yoruba, Ashomo, Abimo. You know, I said, And then I asked, like, okay, how do you get married? How do you have a child? Washako no ni,
What do you mean? How do you get married? How do you have a child?
Washako. And I was like, shako means you have to show off. I said, okay, how does this work? All right, you come, you cannot be going with a low cut. We'll make your hair grow. We'll braid your hair. We'll give you some earrings. You go to club.
Was that what people were into at the time?
That was what they were doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Going to clubs, and that's the easiest place to to get these Finnish ladies and get married to and all that. So by the time he gave me these orientations, straight away I knew, no, this wasn't meant for me. This is not me. This should not even be mentioned around me.
Yeah.
So there and then I knew, like, no, this is not your right circle. You understand? So there are many folks that came in here.
Yeah.
They got into the wrong circle and they made some decisions that they are regretting until today. Some of them ended up being sent back home as a result of those kind of decisions. So the question is, what advice do I have for folks that are coming in or going to other parts of the world? Study in advance about the place you're going to.
Yeah.
When you get there, locate the right people. When you locate the right people, ask the right people the right question.
Yeah.
Right? And finally, don't do things because people are doing things.
Yes. This one is a great tip because I've had people come to me on Instagram, WhatsApp, and just because I post that I'm living in Finland, they just want to be in Finland. They've not researched. I mean, somebody even asked me what language do they speak in Finland.
Right.
I'm like, if you've done your research, this is a basic question. Like, you shouldn't even be asking this.
It's a simple question. Google will...
Some people ask some questions and you know they've not done any form of homework. And in Finland, if you've not done that homework from home, if you come here, it's going to catch up with you. Because everything you have to do by yourself in this country.
Exactly.
It's very transparent, but you just have to be ready to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so future plans. Let's talk future plans. What are you hoping to do as regards your musical journey? Do you plan to write your own song, or where are you looking? What are you looking at in that direction?
Right. As I speak with you, I'm working. There are some projects that are coming up. The next one would definitely, most likely, 80% probability that it will be released on my birthday.
Woo!
The 10th. The 10th of September.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to come out straight with a visual, not just an audio.
Yay,
release.
Yeah.
So there are works coming up, and all of the works coming up are going to be 90% my writings, my original songs, and that is what is coming up in the future.
Okay.
The future now, we're talking about weeks and months, not years.
Okay. So what about in your career? What are we in your professional career? What are we looking at?
In my professional career, right? I'm gonna be doing what I'm doing going forward. I'm gonna by God's grace, take Arite Consulting to the next level. I'm gonna be partnering in the future. I'm gonna be partnering with some Finnish consultancy as well. So that, because for now, Arite Consulting is still within our community.
Yeah.
And of course, though I have some non-Africans among us, but Finland needs to know that something like this is happening. So to make it happen, we need to partner with some Finnish consultancies as well, and then make it a proper Finnish or Afro-Finnish brand as it is. So that's some of the short and medium term plan for my professional career.
All right, thank you very much. Before we wrap up, I have a little fun segment for you, the trivia questions, just to see, So the first one is, what is your favorite Finnish word and what does it mean?
My favorite Finnish word. So I meet people every day. My line of job allows me to meet people every day. Even when we come to church, there are new people coming into church, So when I say hello to them, I want to say it in Finnish first, and then the next thing is hauska tavata or hauska tutustua. So it's one Finnish word that I use a lot, and that is why I would easily go for it as my favorite Finnish word.
So list 3 difficult Finnish words that you first learned when you got to Finland.
3 difficult Finnish words that I learned when I came. Should I say kiitos paljon?
Kiitos paljon.
Kiitos paljon. It was actually the first Finnish word that I learned.
Okay.
Yeah. It was the first Finnish word that I learned, and I was not pronouncing it correctly. I was a kiitos palia. I was a kiitos palia, and when I went to the countryside and I started interacting with my classmates, and they was the one that started correcting me to call it kiitos paljon. Kiitos paljon. So I struggled with it for a while before I got used to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Another difficult word would have been uh, Rakastan Sinwa. Rakastan Sinwa. Yeah. And Rakastan Sinwa means I love you. Right. And it's typical in all languages, you know.
Yeah.
When, particularly for us songwriters, sometimes we want to write songs, we want to interpret our lyrics in some very popular other languages, you know. Okay, I know it in French, I know it in Spanish, I know it in German, I know it in Italian. What does it mean in French? Right? What does it mean in Swahili, for instance? Yeah. So Rakastan Sinwa will be one. Yeah. And then one last one will be Tiedat Kominwa. Yeah, you don't know what that means, do you?
Minwa, it's not. Yeah, it's not coming.
Yeah, it's not coming.
It's not coming.
Call it. Call it.
It's not coming now. It will come later.
Right. Tiedat Kominwa means, do you know me?
Minwa. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Do you know me?
Do you know?
Or Moistat Kominwa. Do you recognize me?
Oh, goodness.
Do you remember me? Yes.
Why? Okay. Well, yeah. The contest. Now that I think about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, if you could perform a music duet with any artist, alive or dead, who would it be?
If I could, like my wish, someone that I'm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Emmy Wills. Emmy Wills.
Okay.
You know who he is, right?
Emmy Wills. Yes, I know.
Yes. Basically, I've been with Emmy Wills. I mean, I see him all the time. I watch him minister regularly, and I'm just in awe of his gifts. Right? Ministry songs flow out of him effortlessly, and it's not just him. Odie is another person. Yeah, those two. And it's not because I know you'll be expecting that I would mention some of these big established.
But when you ask that question, people always want to mention Nathaniel Bassey, Mercy Chinwo. But of course, it's
if God makes it happen, why not?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But the chances, right, are slim. I mean, considering the fact that we don't even live in the same country. Nathaniel Bassey has not been to Finland before, as far as I know. Right? And I don't live in Nigeria. And even if I live in Nigeria, how available is he? You know, how available is he to take the time to sit in the studio with you to put a song together?
But if he was available?
One, of course, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. But these guys, they are as gifted, if not more.
Yes, of course. I've heard them sing.
If not more. They are as gifted, if not more. You know? Iron sharpeneth iron. Right?
Yeah.
We would have to wash one another's hands, you know, for us to be able to get to that place where God wants us to be. Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you could take a year off to travel to anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Oh, those ones are not difficult too. I have two places in mind. The first one is Warri.
No, I'm not laughing like it's not doable. I'm laughing. I didn't expect, you know.
Right.
But yes, of course. Even I want to go to Warri.
The first one is Warri, seriously.
Yeah.
And the second one is Vakiakoski. Vakiakoski is the countryside city here in Finland, where I went to school, right? And the reason is because, like I said, my brother took me to the train station, and from now on, you're on your own. So when I got there, it was the first time I woke up to the reality of independence. Look after yourself, make decisions, make choices. You know that everyone that are looking up to you will be proud of. You know? So that city gave me a lot. I was the only African living in that town at the time.
Wow.
And the way the people received me, the kind of things I saw them do with me, it made me believe they had never seen an African before. Yeah.
Tell us one.
Yeah. For instance, I'm walking into the shopping mall, and by the time I'm coming out, there are about 20 people with cameras waiting outside.
It's a lie.
Seriously. I'm talking about 2007.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
majority of them did not see.
How did this make you feel?
It was strange. There was this old woman that grabbed me and was touching my skin. Oh, most of me is. Most of me is. And now was touching me all over, So, yeah. And because of that, they really looked after me. They looked after me so well. The kind of job I was doing then, I was working in the night, right? To the point where everybody in the city knew me. Like the black guy,
Wow.
the black guy, the African guy. In other parts of Finland, I had stories of being, skinheads attacking, beating them up and all that. I never had that.
Yeah.
They looked after me so well.
Wow.
So if there was anybody that was going to attack me, there were people that would come out and say, no, you can't touch him. So I feel really attached to that city. Now, Warri, obviously, I was born there. I was formed there. I was made there. And I miss that place so much. I was telling one of my brothers recently, I said, I just wish I could just go to Warri.
How long has it been?
When I went for my wedding, my wife and I visited. We were there for about 2 days and it wasn't really enough. I couldn't go to the places that I would have loved to go to and all that. And that was in 2014, 10 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have a favorite spot in Finland that you visit with your family, often visit with your family?
Favorite spot?
Yes.
It is the house of God.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, it is the house of God. It is church.
Yes.
The church is my planet. Yeah.
that answer took. Okay.
Right.
So, what is the most surprising thing that you've learned about the Finnish culture that still surprises you till today?
Nothing surprises me about Finnish culture
Anymore.
Yeah, I've been so used to them. I'm used to them now. So when I'm in their midst, I can easily adjust.
Yeah.
I can easily adjust to them when I'm in their midst.
Okay.
So nothing surprises me about Finnish people anymore. There was one day I went to Lidl and I finished my shopping and I was packing my things.
Yeah.
The next customer was coming to pack his thing and I was blocking him a little bit. Ideally it's just excuse me and taxi and I would. But this guy just pushed me. He just pushed me out of, instead for me to be offended, I just started laughing because this,
Yeah.
I mean,
but sometimes they would rather
typical.
not say anything and just be behind
They'll just
you.
stand there. They'll just stand there.
That shocked me
Yeah.
when I first came here. I'm
Yeah.
like, why can't you just say excuse
Just
me?
say excuse me,
You
yeah.
know? Even the kids, they don't say
Yeah,
anything.
they'll just
they
stay
just
there.
stay behind you and then that's it.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
pushing you, that
Yeah.
one, that's a new one.
Yeah, this guy just pushed me aside and I just looked at him and I
And
smiled.
I'm sure he would just turn his face like nothing.
Yeah, like nothing happened. Yeah. So I just laughed. Now, if it was when I came newly,
Yeah,
I would have been
thought,
offended. Like,
yes,
what's wrong with you?
Yes,
You know?
yes.
So, yeah.
Okay, so lastly, what's one memorable short story that you can tell us about your time while living here? It can be a shocking story or something, or an experience or something that happened to you, but it's memorable. It stays with you.
Are you sure you want me to say this?
This one you're asking.
Are you sure you want me to say this?
Yes,
Right.
the last one.
You see the story I was telling you earlier about how I walked from my dormitory to my campus. I got, when I came, my brother was giving me orientation. Like, here, you don't break the rules. If you break the rules, you'll be deported. He was practically putting fear in me.
Yeah.
For
some
instance,
point, we know that
when
feeling.
you red light, when it's red, you wait.
Yeah.
When it's green, you cross. Those days when I came, there were traffic lights in some part of Nigeria, but in most part of Nigeria, there were no traffic lights. So we are not, some of us were not, even if it existed, we don't obey it, So he was telling me, if the light is red, don't ever cross it. Otherwise, you land yourself in trouble, So that day, the same day I was walking from the dormitory.
The day you didn't have the...
Yeah, the day I didn't have the
Yeah.
head warmer. I got to a traffic light that was blinking yellow lights, which meant that the traffic light was out of order. Proceed with caution. right? I didn't know what that
Was, yeah.
what that was. And because of the orientation my brother gave me, like if it is not green, don't go. So I just stood there
Oh my
waiting
goodness,
for
in the
green
cold
light.
with your head out. Oh my goodness.
I stood there and people were passing by. People were going and
Wait,
coming.
people were passing.
People
And
were
you were
passing.
like, no, I'm just going
And
to
I was just
stick
like,
to
if
what
I
I know.
don't see green lights, I'm not going anywhere. You know, to even make you.
No,
to even,
but when you like now when you think about that day,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
really
I've said
funny,
this
right?
story to my wife and kids so many times.
Oh my
And,
goodness.
you know, it got to a point where there was a lady was holding her son.
Mm-hmm.
They passed by, and somehow the lady figured out like something is wrong with this
Is it
guy.
that this guy doesn't know, or
You know,
yeah?
the boy came and held me and ran back to the mom like, hey, that's not a snowman, that's a human being. And then the lady came back and came to tell me like, hey, the light is out of order, you can go, you're free to go.
Oh my goodness.
You know, at that point I say,
Your head would have-
I don't mess up.
That was
Aye.
enough contributed to the cold. Oh
I
my
said, no,
goodness.
I've messed up.
Oh my goodness.
But then I just remember saying, man, I worry boy, you know, they worry you.
Worry boy with the
Then I just say,
cold
we know they carry last, And I just told the lady, say, yes, actually, I know, I'm waiting for someone.
You're waiting for
So
what?
I'm waiting for someone. And the lady just looked at me with this weird look. You're waiting for someone.
Okay.
And just walked away.
Yeah.
You know, that's one story I never
No,
forget.
but that's a
I
very
never
lovely
forget.
story.
That was one of
That's
my.
a very funny story.
Yeah, that was one of my welcome party that I got.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was so nice having you on the show. Thank you. Fantastic answers. It was nice getting to know you. Thank you for sharing your insights with us. Thank you so
The
much.
pleasure is mine.
Would you mind doing like a little freestyle for us before you leave?
Freestyle.
Yes.
For where? Hey, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just in case you're watching, I've got a word of encouragement for you that you are not forgotten. God knows your name, right? And He is watching over you, and He's going to come true for you, right? I am not forgotten because I know He knows my name. He's the maker of my fame, so that I can praise His holy name. I am not forgotten because I know He knows my name. He's the maker of my fame, so that I can praise His holy name. So that I can praise His holy name. So that I can praise His holy name. So that you can praise His holy name. So that you can praise His holy name. I sing, I am not forgotten because I know He knows my name. He's the maker of my fame, so that I can praise His holy name.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to today's podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a comment, a rating, a review on our YouTube channel, and also join the conversation on Spotify and Apple Podcast. I remain your host, Ilda Shaibu. Till next time, bye-bye.